But what you have to think about, if you're the Houston Rockets, you've got a couple of the picks that the Phoenix Suns, you ultimately got from the Phoenix Suns. You'd love to get that back. There's been rumors about how KD could end up being in Houston because obviously Phoenix needs to recoup, they need to retool, and they've got to find a way to position themselves to get some additional assets for somebody like a KD. Well, if you're Houston, you'd have to give up a player. If you're Jalen Green, you don't want to be in Phoenix, you want to be in Houston with what Ime Udoka is building there. But you show up last night and you wet the bed. You don't get it done. Fred VanVleet's a champion. He doesn't really get it done collectively, shooting the basketball. They don't get it done. We know what they can do defensively. We know they're long. We know they're athletic. The question is, can you put the ball in the hole? This is why the Warriors were picked by so many to win this series, because we knew that when it was time, you've got somebody to get the ball to in Steph Curry. In their case, they've got two individuals, but we did expect Houston to look a little bit better offensively, and that was my only thing, Shannon. I didn't expect them to look this bad offensively. I did not expect them to look this bad offensively. That was my issue, and that's why that's why I say I'm a bit disappointed.
I agree with everything you just said, Stephen A., because I was expecting two of the three best players to play well, and one of them there, only Sengun showed up and played. Jalen Green did not play well. Amen Thompson did not play well. Fred VanVleet, I don't think he's played well all year. And so when you combine that, we got what you expected from the Golden State Warriors. Everybody expected Steph to show up. That's why they went and got Jimmy Butler. That's why they extended him and gave him 2 years, $120+ million, because they know in moments like this, he doesn't shrink. He rises to the occasion. But I was very disappointed in Houston Rockets, and I think the thing the Rockets is going to learn at some point in time, you're going to have to find a guy that you can put the ball in his hands and he can go get you a bucket. They don't have that. Collectively, they are a very good team. If you look at all the other teams, every other team in the playoffs, with the exception of the Rockets, I believe, has someone that can put the ball in his hands, Stephen A., and they can go get a bucket. They like to, their team is by committee. You have a Jalen Green, you have an Amen Thompson, you have a Sengun, but you don't have one guy. You say, hey, guys, go get this bucket. They don't have that. And last night, I think their inexperience, I think their youth, it showed its ugly head. They're in trouble. They're in trouble because Golden State always felt that they could beat this team. And I don't see any reason why they should lose any confidence. Now, look, Ime is going to have these guys to come back, and they're going to play well. But I was very disappointed in the Rockets, Stephen A., because I expected them to show me a little more, considering they had the 2 seed wrapped up for almost 2 weeks, and I expected them to come out and play better. Now, they came out, had a little lead, and next thing you know, the Warriors don't miss. Steph Curry takes off, hit a couple of shots falling out of the sky, and they win this game going away, really.
Well, listen, they were down 23. They came back. I give them credit for that. You held Golden State to 95 points. I give them credit for that. But where the indictment against them offensively comes into play, not only did they not shoot well from the field, not only did they not shoot well from three-point range, Molly, they missed 9 of 20 free throws. I mean, come on now. I mean, this is the playoffs. If you can't make free throws, and especially if you're a team that struggles offensively, you've got to be able to make free throws. And I'm telling you right now, I don't give a damn how well they played defensively. I don't give a damn how well they out-rebound Golden State, which they did last night. I think it was like 52-36. If you can't shoot from the field, from three-point range, or from the free throws, essentially you can't score, which means you have no shot at beating Golden State. They better get in that gym and practice making some damn shots, period.
Shannon, final word here, and then we'll keep it pushing.
Stephen A., I'm looking at Jalen Green over his last 5 games. He had 7 points, 2 points, 7 points, 5 points, 21 points. So if you go back and look at him over the last 5 or 6 games, he has not shot the ball well. He has not played well. And remember, against the Lakers, Stephen, I think he only played like 15 minutes. So he's going to have to play much better, and we know he's capable of doing that. If they don't have any chance to win, he's going to have to help Sengun.
We'll leave it there. All right, guys, speaking of struggles, Game 1 couldn't have gone worse for the Lakers on Saturday. My goodness, they got blown out of their own building by the Wolves, 117-95. Minnesota took control in the second quarter, didn't look back. Luka Doncic had 37, but didn't get much help from his teammates. After the Lakers lost, Stephen A. had a message for Shannon on social media. Someone just texted me with this message to send directly to Shannon Sharp. AAA, NWA, I don't care what Shannon has to say. Lakers ain't winning in 5. My goodness, Shannon, that thing has legs. People are making a cartoon, having a good time with it. All right, Shay, here's what I want to know from you. On a scale from 1 to 10, how bad was this loss for the Lakers?
For me, it was a 2, Stephen A, because I think these things, some of the things that they did wrong was easily correctable. I think they overhelped on Ant-Man, and if you go look at it, it was a lot of catch and shoot threes that wide open. There were shoot around threes. Now, granted, Naz Reid hit a couple of shots, and they hit a couple of shots late in the shot clock. But I think the overcorrection, because there's like Ant-Man, Ant-Man, Ant-Man. The problem that you have if you overcompensate, and Ant-Man's going to beat a lot of people off the dribble. But I would rather let Ant-Man go for them 30s, maybe even 40, as opposed to giving those shooters wide open threes. Now, do I believe they're going to shoot that percentage from the three-point line again? I do not. Do I believe Naz Reid is going to go 6 of 9 or Mike Conley Jr., Jaden McDaniels shoot the ball as well as they did from the three-point line? Stephen A, I do not. But I also don't believe that LeBron James and AR is going to play as bad as they played. Luka did everything he possibly could. Luka played well. Now, we know that on the dribble, off the dribble, Luka's going to give up something on the defensive end. But now, LeBron's going to have to be efficient. Austin Reeves going to have to be efficient. And Rui, they got great contributions from their bench and their role players, and the Lakers did not. But I believe this is correctable. I expect to see a better performance, and we're going back to Minnesota tied 1-1.
You are hilarious. First thing, before I even get into my Dollar Tribe, Shannon Sharp, before I even get into it, you know what I'm saying? And you love that tweet. And listen, I didn't give the name because the brother there, you know, he's Hollywood. I didn't know if he wanted me to give his name or not. But he said, send this to Shannon. AAA, NWA, I don't care what Shannon has to say. Lakers ain't winning in 5. Damn it, I got it memorized. Shannon, before I get into my soliloquy, my brother, I thought you were supposed to be at the game Saturday night. Did you make the game Saturday night? Because you said you was going to be there. You said you was going to be there. When you talk about Lakers at 5, you said you was going to be there. Did you make the game, Shannon?
Stephen A, my money jumped funny. I couldn't make it.
Your money? Your money? You're hilarious. What a lie. What a lie. Here's the deal, though. But here's the deal, man. Listen. The Lakers couldn't do anything right. You know the guys outscored 25-6 on a fast break, right? That means they want to get back on defense, right? You know that, right? Let's get that out the way. You know they got destroyed in the paint. You know that, right? That was a problem. I mean, when you think about Minnesota, 19 of 27 of 27 threes, that's 70%. 70% of those threes, 19 of the 27 threes were considered wide open. That means there wasn't a defender in the vicinity. What the hell was going on defensively with the Los Angeles Lakers? We can't figure that out. I wonder why. I'm looking at them being held to 40% shooting. I'm looking at them being held to 30%, 37% shooting from three-point range, all right? Why? Because you see those long defenders that the Minnesota Timberwolves have? That's a bit problematic, but maybe not for LeBron over the course of an entire series because he is LeBron James, but AR might be a different matter. We got to take that into consideration. One thing nobody brought up, Shannon, do you know there were times when AR was guarding Julius Randle? I mean, getting beat up. That's asking a lot for that young brother. That's asking a lot because Julius Randle is a powerful brother. Naz Reid, even though he sits up there and he can spot up and shoot threes, and he looks relatively slim, that's a long, strong brother. You can't just put anybody on him. You can't just think that you're going to score on cats like that. McDaniels, Randall, Naz Reid. I mean, these brothers can defend now. They can get up in you, okay? And then you brought up Ant-Man. How you going to you talk about they focus too much on Ant-Man. Ant-Man played a fundamentally sound game. And even though the Lakers, by the way, they didn't lose, y'all. They got their ass